Hey, future medics! Welcome to 50 Mils of Medicine, where we give you small doses to create big understanding. Without wasting time, let's get started. Hey, future medics! Welcome back to 50 Mils of Medicine. This is part 3 of our Glasgow Coma Scale series, where we explain the science behind eye opening. Today, we are focusing on eye opening to pressure or pain. What does eye opening to pressure look like? Clinically, the patient does not open their eyes spontaneously, doesn't respond to sound, but does open their eyes only when pain or pressure is applied. On the GCS, this is eye opening equals to 2. But what does that actually mean inside the brain? Let's zoom in. Why does sound no longer matters? In the previous video, eye opening to sound relied on auditory pathways and activating the ascending reticular activating system through normal sensory input. But that pathway is no longer sufficient here. The brain is not aroused enough to respond to sound alone. So the body does not need a stronger stimulus to pain. Pain as a stimulus. What happens first? When the doctor applies pressure or pain, these nociceptors generate nerve impulses. The impulses will travel via the sensory nerves to the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, pain signals will ascend through the spinothalamic tract. And then this tract carries pain, temperature, crude touch. These signals travel upward directly to the thalamus. And once the signals reach the thalamus acts as an alerting relay. It sends impulses to the cerebral cortex, producing basic awareness. So the patient is more aware of their environment, or they can actually recognize their family members, or even the doctor who is actually trying to save their lives. It also indirectly inactivates the brainstem arousal pathway. And this level of activation is enough to briefly arouse the brain, but not enough for sustained wakefulness. And how does the eye open? At the same time, arousal signals activate the cranial nerve 3, oculomotor nerve. The oculomotor nerve stimulates the levator palpebrae superioris, and this causes eyelids to lift up only in response to pain. Only the stimulus stops, the eyes often close again. Once the stimulus stops, the eyes often close again. What does this tell us clinically? Eye opening to pressure tells us that the cortex is not fully responsive. The RS pathway is impaired, but not completely shut down. Strong stimuli can still briefly activate consciousness. This represents a deeper level of impaired consciousness than eye opening to sound. That's enough for our video. You can watch our next clip where we are explaining the patient who does not respond to any kind of stimuli. Stay curious, stay grounded, and stay aware. Welcome to 50 Mils of Medicine. Thank you very much for watching.